Diddy has recently given back the publishing to a lot of the bad boy artists that were on this iconic record label that he started back in 1993 in collaboration with Arista Records, back when he kind of was known as Puff Daddy. Well, Diddy doing this, this is like, 30 years later now, he's giving the publishing back to most of those bad boy artists. I guess a lot of like the big known, well-known names from Bad Boy, like of course the late Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, 112, The Lox, and of course Mace. As far as like the other artists, I don't know when that's gonna happen. I did read on one of the articles that I was checking up about this that he's supposed to be giving back more artists, more the publishing back to some other artists on Bad Boy. I don't know if that's gonna be, but I'm assuming possibly Total, Dream was on there for I think one album or one song. Danny Kane, Day 26. There was Donnie Klang. I don't know if all those artists are also gonna get their publishing back, but I know Mark Curry, who was a bad boy artist somewhere in around I think like the early 2000s or whatever. He's kind of like not too happy about it. And I mean, I'm not too mad at him, and even if some of the artists probably feel the same way, because I'm like, all these years later, now you giving the publishing back when it's probably you've already squeezed all of the lemon juice out of the lemon. It's like how much is left. But Mark Curry is kind of like, if I gave you $50 back in whatever year, right? Let's say 2013 or so. I don't know if you used that year, and then you didn't give me that $50 back during the times that I was going through financial hardships. And then all of a sudden, when I kind of don't need the money, now you give it to me. It's kind of like, where was you when I kind of needed that money, So I kind of get where he's coming from with it. And I still also too feel like it's a little too late, because there's a lot of artists who have been going through struggles, I'm sure, that were locked in those bad boy contracts. And I understand many of those contracts anyway were like standard record label contracts where you're locked in for like maybe 10 years, maybe even more. You kind of owe the label all these different albums, but the album you did get released or the single you got released didn't even do that well. So it's really difficult being in that position, because then if like your first album didn't sell or single didn't sell, how are you gonna finish out that contract? And are you gonna be able to get another label to buy you out of that contract, But Bad Boy, I guess he's on this whole new economic development growth thing for black artists in the culture, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I guess at 53 years old, he's probably more than likely in a different mind state than he was back in the day or whatever. Now he's trying to give back to a lot of artists and help these artists, but it's kind of like, seems like it's a little too late. I did read that it seemed like he was offered like a 9-figure deal for the whole Bad Boy catalog. I don't know who gave him that offer, but that's a lot of money for the catalog. And like I said, I still think the music can be, obviously, that whole Bad Boy catalog, a lot of those artists, their songs can still today get plays, get placements, get opportunities. I don't think it's gonna get as much opportunities as it could have gotten back when they were released, or when, when the music was hot. But I still think there's potential. And another thing that is true for a lot of artists that have a name and they got they got like a leverage to some degree because of being on Bad Boy records. There's a lot of companies out there that are buying that are buying publishing from artists, and they're like giving their royalties, I think, up front or something like that. So I think a lot of those Bad Boy artists should actually look into that to see if maybe if you get your publishing back, maybe you could sell it to somebody who's willing to take it and give you a good amount for it, and maybe they're gonna find a way to publish it and get it placed.